Hello, and welcome to the next segment of Self-Made Successful Women. I am Silua. Global research shows that 1 in 3 girls have been sexually abused, and only 20% of those cases go reported. Even after they open up about the abuse, some women struggle finding a way to heal and overcome. Today, we meet a woman, an artist, who uses her talent to not only push through her dark times, but now encourages other women, and specifically women of color, that we are all beautiful. Her artwork has been shared around art shows and street festivals in New York. Its paintings and proof of how she is a survivor and inspiring others, like her, to never give up. Joining me now is Maisha Uzuri Asegun. Thank you so much for having us, Maisha.
My pleasure. Thank you.
So I'd like to know, tell us a little bit more about you.
Okay. I'm born and raised in Brooklyn, New York. My mom is from Grenada. My dad's from Panama. And I like to call myself African Caribbean child born in Brooklyn. I love African culture. I love art. I love nature-based spiritual energy. So yeah, that's what I do. I seek to express that in all the ways that I can, in music, in visual art, in poetry. Yeah, that's me pretty much.
Can you tell me a little bit more about your profession?
I have a company called Amuna, which Amuna's translation that I learned is beloved, shortened version of My Amuna. And the concept of my work is to use mixed media, anything I can get my hand on, collage form, acrylic, mostly painting, to do life forces on paper, life forces on textiles, life forces on tiles. So, and then mostly all of my images are images of women. I have a particular fascination with mermaids, so a lot of my women have a otherworldly and ocean energy type of focus. And it's just my way of showing the abundance and the beauty and the empowerment that exists, and particularly women of color.
Good. Tell me, what is your definition of success?
Soul satisfaction, anything that makes you get a feeling of just completeness and makes you feel good, and not by any outside definition, but just what feels right. Mm-hmm. So soul satisfaction is what I'm striving for when I put my hands to anything, and to have a good work and the best possible thing come out of me. Again, my whole concept of the beloved, being love, and expressing that, and the just the satisfaction of being beloved, honored, well cared for, and valuable just inherently for being alive.
So every successful person have daily rituals. What are yours?
I do my own, not formal meditation, but my own internal way of centering myself and preparing myself and building myself up before I go out in the world. There's lots of ways that it's stressful to be outside and to be vulnerable and to be walking on the planet. And so I do everything that I can to make myself feel the fullness of myself, so that I don't need to get it from outside. I don't need to look for it in other people. I just reaffirm it in me.
So what was your biggest challenge, and how did you overcome it?
I think that overcoming is, that's a hard way to say it, but from the ages of 4 to 14, I was sexually abused by various people and who had caretaker role for me. And the first person was my preschool, the preschool minister who ran the daycare where I went to school. And the last person was my father. I was sexually assaulted on a regular basis, and just basically was defined. My only definition of my childhood was how grown I looked, how developed I was, what a sexual object I could be. And most of the men, I didn't really think that there were any men who didn't define me by those standards. So I dealt with it as best I could. I tried to get to safety. I just thought that everybody could see what was happening to me, and nobody was doing anything about it. And so I couldn't really hack it, being out and away from my family. And plus, I think also my father was just like, if you tell anybody, he really did say, something's going to happen to you. I'm going to hurt you. One day I was just like, I have to purge of this And I told on everybody. I didn't know where I would land, but I knew that it had to be better than where I was. So after years of just accepting it, and from being a little girl and letting, anybody give me the girl compliment of how mature I was, and then using that as an opportunity to misuse me and mistreat me, I stopped all of that. I had to stop it, and I had to reclaim myself. So I kept a little card with little pictures of myself and did my little healing little girl work, and I had one particular one that had all my phone numbers on it, and that kind of thing just became very important for me. Where always was my safety? Where was my ability to be in safe space, create safe space, and get there and stay there? And that's what I've done in my life.
And then you left.
Yeah, and then I left. Yeah.
So what kind of piece of advice would you give younger women that have been through what you've been through?
The most important thing I would say is to always be honest with yourself. Accept yourself totally for who you are, and know that you're going to experience things in different ways as you get older, and be prepared to do a lot of self-care.
Do you have a quote or mantra that you live by?
Lots. Blessed be my brain, that I may conceive of my own power. Blessed be my breast, that I may give sustenance to those I love. Blessed be my womb, that I may create what I choose to create. Blessed be my knees, that I may bend so as not to break. Blessed be my feet, that I may walk in the path of my highest will. That's by Robin Morgan. It's one of my favorites.
This is beautiful.
It helps me center all the time.
All right. Well, thank you so much for sharing your story. Thank you so much for watching the segment of Self-Made Successful Woman. Today was very inspiring. If you do have any questions or comments, please come onto my website at saluaibalin.com or shoot me an email at info@saluaibalin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Once again, thank you for watching.